But a lot of houses will be open to, especially the slower ones, the more casual ones, they'll be open to, well, they'll be open to accepting stories that you may have also sent to someone else. They'll think it's fine. And if you then if your story gets picked up by someone else, it's polite to let them know. But so to answer your question, for the mainstream, there are writers' markets out there, you can Google for them. In the furry fandom, well, there's really only a couple of publications, really. There's, Sofa Wolf, Rabbit Valley, Radio Comics, maybe Hot Cider Press are going to do something story related. There's us, Bad Dog Books, there's For the Planet. There's a very small number, so it doesn't really. Oh no, hold on. There is the furrywritersguild.com. Yep. That was started up by Durock, and I think Poet Tigris is involved. They actually have a furrywritersguild.com, that's it, right? They actually have a little page where they have like a paragraph for Bad Dog Books does Fang and Roar, and they're accepting these kind of submissions.
They actually have a full writer's market now.
Oh, wow.
Just recently, just before I came to the con, I checked it out because it was new to me. They've got, I think, about 15, 20 open submissions at the moment, including a couple of presses I've never heard of.
Wow. Well, that's excellent.
And they're on Twitter.
They're
on Twitter, yes.
The Furry Writers Guild?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's definitely something worth checking out, right?
And I think you can become a full member once you've been published somewhere. So.
I don't think there's much of a full membership area.
All right, moving safely along. Any more questions about these kinds of topics? We'll try and keep this brisk so we can all get out of here and still enjoy a bit of the dealer's den before it closes. Where there's 3 fantastic comics, by the way. City 1, 2, City 3.
Quick question then. We were talking about the sort of cover letters that you include to the editor.
That's actually the next topic that I want to talk about.
Shut up.
All right. Our template for the cover letter actually includes a couple of key sentences. Start with, "Dear editor, my name is da 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 da, and I have done da 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 da. My story is about such and da da da. And I think that it's worthy of publication because." Now that one's a bit challenging. And I've read a lot of these cover letters, and the because part is pretty much always my favorite part of the cover letter, because that one tells me who I'm dealing with. So I'm not actually going to give you advice on what you should put after because. And that's because that would defeat the purpose of that entire line. Your story should be published because you think it's a good story, and because you want to make a little money, and because you want the fame. But that all goes without saying. You think it should be published because it really fits the theme, and it's going to, we have themes for our publication. Like one of them was about life after high school. That was the theme. And you say, my story should be published in a volume about life after high school because it examines some of the experiences that people have along, or it reflects my own experiences, which are hilarious or very tragic or whatever. That segment tells me as an editor who you are, what you're going to be like to work with, what is your drive. The whole rest of the cover letter, I am such and such, my story is about this, I have done this and this, that's professional and clear. And I want just the information so I know objectively who I'm dealing with. But to know you as a person, to get the feeling for what it's going to be like to work with you, that sentence, I feel it should be published because you're on your own. You're on your own with that, and you're just going to have to take that risk. Because, okay, if your editor is not impressed by your because reasoning, it's probably because you're not simpatico, right? Because he doesn't get the feeling that you're someone that he's going to work well with. And that may or may not affect his decision to publish your story. Like if your story is really good and completely spell-checked and pretty much flawless, ready to go to print, then he's not going to care very much if you're an asshole, if you're a dickhead, or if you're difficult to work with. Because it's not going to matter. He's not going to have to invest that time and energy in it because you've delivered something that's good. And results speak for themselves, right? And there's a lot of authors out there in the mainstream and in the furry fandom who are just assholes who are impossible to work with. You know, artistes, I cannot work under these conditions. And you know, nobody wants to work with them. But you don't have to. If they just show up at your doorstep with a big bundle of paper and say, here, this is good, and you will publish it. And I was like, this is actually good, and I will publish it. Then that's fine. You know, then it doesn't matter that it's an asshole. But if it's a story that's going to need more work, which pretty much most stories do, if it's going to need more personal attention, or maybe even if it doesn't need it, but would just benefit from it. What the hell's going on over there?
Sorry. Don't mind me. Hello.
That is